There's no mistaking when Joint Base Lewis McChord is training with artillery. Every shot fired from the M777 echoes across the South Sound as its 155mm shells tear through the sky.
But the cost of that is, right, sometimes there's loud noises and sometimes there's keeping people awake at night or rattling of windows on occasion, and that's okay. It just reminds us that we have the greatest military in the world because of those young men and women. Sound of freedom.
Across the state at the Yakima Training Center, they're testing a different type of artillery. Too loud for JBLM. This is a guided multiple launch rocket system. Gimler for short.
Every time we shoot, it brings a little joy to my heart.
That's First Sergeant Nicholas Klein of Bravo Battery 5-3, 17th Fires Brigade, the Thunderbolts. He'll tell you this weapon's roots are in the Gulf War. The differences are day and night.
Days of Desert Storm where it's area saturation and just massive rockets hitting a target. It's kind of the way of the dodo bird by now. We're talking about munitions where which side of the building do you want me to hit or which side of the window do you want me to actually put the munition in.
Technology has come a long way since the 90s.
This is all based on software, so being proficient on the actual application of software through the panel and stuff like that, and troubleshooting.
Fresh round 30, this is Wolfpack 9-3. Shot! 1010. Glad to observe 4 rounds.
This is the new face of that first rocket system, mounted on a more mobile chassis and upgraded with a computer guidance system with more precision. The whole package is called HIMARS, or High Mobility Artillery Rocket System. And it has earned its place in 21st century warfare.
We can hit the first story of a 2 or 3 story building. We can pick which story that we want to hit in order to neutralize just the threat.
With precision guidance, the difference between the HIMARS and howitzer is striking.
And we really are the redheaded stepchild, so when we start talking to the Bravo guys, that we don't pick heavy stuff up and stuff it in tubes. So they don't appreciate our terms of field artillery. However, we can outrange them, we can outmaneuver them, we can outshoot them.
Let's put that in perspective. A 777 howitzer has a range of 15 to 25 miles, depending on the shell. From Seattle, it could target Tacoma. HIMARS rockets have a range double that, capable of hitting the Capitol. And when equipped with a single MGM-140 missile, it could roar right past Portland and reach Oregon's capital 190 miles away.
The battlefield commanders, they want them. They're shying away from the tube artillery that isn't as accurate.
With 3 tours under his belt, First Sergeant Klein has seen them in action. First in Fallujah, Iraq in 2005.
My second time that we actually shot was in 2016, where we shot 850 something rounds, just a massive amount of growth because they realized that there was a place on the battlefield for these Gimlers.
But it takes a lot of training to get it right.
Training is just about building repetition, and the time to make the mistakes is here.
Lieutenant Colonel Martin Walgamuth, he is running the show here today.
I'm going to take, in some cases, a 17-year-old kid, and I'm going to put him behind a computer and say, you're in charge of that $75,000 rocket or that $3 million rocket launcher down there. We're not going to berate them, we're not going to micromanage them, but we're going to empower them to do their job.
And when it comes time to put that training to the test, First Sergeant Klein knows all too well how important it is to be ready.
Fallujah 2005, we got a note after we shot live missions. We got a note, and it was the simplest note, but it stuck to me to this day. And it said, the reason that my daughter has a father is because of the rounds that you shot.
Sound of freedom.